four corners.
Four
Corners.
Which way is that?
That way's
Arizona.
Utah. This is Arizona. There's Colorado. And that's New Mexico. That's Colorado. Okay. If you can believe that.
We're lost.
We don't know where we are. Okay. That's enough.
Enough of that shit.
been in Dodge.
That man.
Wyatt here just came back. Couldn't stay away.
Yeah, Earp, I thought you'd quit Dodge for good.
Don't ride him.
I've been gone about 4 years, yes, sir. I left Dodge not long after that business with that singer that was gunned down.
Door in hand.
You know, I still remember the fellow that shot her, Spike Kennedy. He was aiming for a lover.
Mayor Kelly.
He shot her instead. Didn't even know he killed her until we arrested him.
I wish you two were still lawmen. I'd have you clapped in irons for drinking on the job.
Folks in town do like him, and they're friendly.
And as long as you don't ask them to obey the law. Yeah, I'm trying to make it so you want to raise a family in Dodge. And they ride in here with their rowdyism, intimidating everyone, carrying weapons.
You're carrying, ain't you?
And a good thing I do. Beth, you look tough. When you face down my double barrel, you drop your cold sweat.
Now, we're all friendly here, so long as I run the Long Branch. Ain't that right?
I suppose.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. Hey, Webster. You ever the one about how to aim your gun? If you want to hit a fellow on the chest, aim for the groin.
That's my joke.
It is. But I tell it better. Think you'll stay around? Dodge could always use another deputy.
Nah, I think I'm done with the law after that business out west. Yeah, I'm thinking about setting up and dealing again. There's good money in Fairville. Yeah, you've seen the last of her.
Well, that's a relief. Chocolate, do me a favor and keep an eye on them.
I wish I'd stuck to playing music.
I go reaching for guns.
This will be the scene of the gunfight.
Gunfighters in conflict on Wall Street. Howdy, folks, and welcome to Dodge City, one of the wildest and busiest cities in all the West. I've been living around these parts ever since it was nothing more than a few canvas tents along the survey lines of the railway. And now, just a few years later, this so-called Western Kansas oasis, located on the far reaches of the frontier, can be so hot and so dirty that it almost persuades even the most level-headed man to go all out. You see, folks, with trailhands arriving in town, mixed with the patrons of the saloons and scoundrels of all walks of life, I knew it was just a matter of time before one of them commenced to shooting guns. Even though our town ordinance prohibits the carrying of weapons north of the railroad tracks, the marshal, well, he's got his hands full. With all them boys running around shooting holes in anything and everything they can find, it's getting to where you can't even walk down the street without looking over your shoulder. And speaking of shooting, why, just the other day, a few of them boys were arguing, and before you knew it, there they go again. We're going to have to continue with this later because right now, inside the saloon, there's trouble in the air.
Come here. Come on.
Teach you, you old son of a...
Mind your business.
Well, good job, Mav. You guys kicked out of another saloon. Oh, it wasn't my fault. Oh, yeah, it wasn't your fault. Well, I mean, what's his face I didn't put through that chair? So... Yeah, well, yeah, let's get on going. Where to now? Go down the Alhambra? No, I got kicked out of there yesterday. Jeez. Old house? Out alley. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, stout. There's plenty of drinking and stout down there.
Hey! Whoa! You better go back inside! Don't do nothing stupid! Don't do it!
What the hell's going on out here? Hey, hold on right there, mister.
Okay.
Yeah, you? What happened?
Oh, you see, I was just minding my own business. That fella come out and started yelling and shooting up in the air and he dropped dead. So, I was just gonna go check
There's a
him.
little more to this story. You can tell me the truth. You can go to jail.
And that was the truth, I'm just gonna be on my way now,
I don't think
alright?
you got anywhere.
He's dead, Marshal.
I just made things a little more complicated. Take that pistol, lay it on the ground nice and slow. You're going up to jail for a couple of days. I'm gonna let the judge sort it out.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll do
Show
it.
yourself.
There's the hammer, Lou.
Take it easy. Dry goods. Doc's getting fit for a suit. Put him in dry goods. Doc's in there. Tell McCarty to get patched up.
Nice work, Marshal.
Thanks. What are you boys doing in town with the loads on?
Well, we just picked it up from the bartender and we're headed out of town.
That's good. Get going.
Well, can I ask you a question first?
About what?
That fella, what are you gonna do with him?
Well, you know him?
I've never seen him before.
Carter, you'll get it patched up. Judge will see him in the morning. Probably have a hanging by noon.
He ain't even guilty yet. You're gonna hang him?
That's just my best guess.
Trying to pull on us. That's true. That is true.
I've been wrong
Yeah,
before.
hanging at noon, right?
That's my best guess.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see you later, Marshal.
See you, boys.
Yeah, we do the same. Stand for a judge, they're gonna find water explosions on them. They're gonna find them on us. Next thing you know, they're gonna be out there checking our brands.
Got a point.
Can't have that happen.
He's got a
We
point.
gotta get him out of there. Well, there's just that one. Hey, he's a tall, block deputy that took him in there. Think you can handle him?
I'll get him.
Think so?
Once he comes, I'll sneak up behind him, bust him over the head, get them keys.
Talk alley with him. Oh, you just sit there and shut up!
Get it. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Keith, we gotta get out of here. Let's go.
I don't know what's going on. Hey, man! That took you us long enough.
You good, Andy?
Yeah, we live over here.
Get off of him. Andy, take care of him. Don't you dare.
Put it down!
Drop that scattergun.
Drop it!
Put it down, Lotto. If the girl doesn't get hurt, I'll put him down.
Then you put it down. She won't. You don't drop them with her blood's on your hands, Marshal. Put it
down.
Drop it. Yeah. I'm not afraid to touch her.
Let the girl go.
Take a step back. Two more pieces. Still got guns on. You don't hit you, just did you?
The other one.
Yeah, I think I'll step back. Now, come on, get it up!
Let her go.
I'm gonna let her go. We'll go right out of here. You never saw us.
Let her be. If he gets hurt, we got a whole lot worse
Hey,
problems.
boss! We're not standing here. What do you think we just shoot?
Got it. That's the point. We got it right where we want it. You shoot a lawman, you're gonna have a lot bigger posse coming after you than you would.
Hey, the lawman!
That's so well. Suppose any of you folks know how to dig holes? Shovel those pickaxes? Nobody? Oh, that's disappointing. You know, the bartender personally, we threw in a pint of whiskey and you dig those holes for us. Just to be sure. How about this instead, folks? How about a round of applause? Thanks, folks, very much for being here with us today. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you here at the museum. And I tell you what, you're here on a very special occasion. See, today is the one day only out of the year, that we have our annual fundraiser. Come on, boys, give us a program. Folks, here's what we do to raise funds for gunfights, pay for all the powder we burn, all the gaps we need, and brass we use. We sell a lovely group photograph of the gunfighters for $1 a piece.
We have a problem.
What?
Well, they were printed upside down.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Turn them over.
Well, the blank on the other side.
You serious? How about this? You folks listen carefully. We'll normally sell these pictures for $1, but Corky here, you know, he's got some upside down pictures. We'll run a special, Corky. How about that? You folks give him $2 for the first picture, he'll give you a second one for free. Corky, I promise it'll all work out. It'll all wash out, I promise. Folks, we're not very good at telling jokes, but we love shooting each other. If you'd like to get a nice souvenir, we'll sign it in the notice of church. Pay for the powder and burn. Come up here, take a picture, we'll sign it, we'll take pictures with you. Raise your hand, you find them in the ground, $2 a piece. Thanks for coming up.
The word is go.
Go! Run, 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 run. And then run back. And run back. Yeah, that's pretty quick, pretty fast.
There's the long branch down yonder.
Indian tribes and to furnish supplies to the soldiers who were fighting in Indian wars on the plains. The abundance of buffalo here lured the hunters, who swarmed over the area killing buffalo to sell for a reasonable price. A successful day's hunt might reward the hunter with $100 or a buffalo hunter who had a bit of money in his pocket and wanted to do some gambling and drinking. He likely got into a fight over a card game or a saloon girl and got shot. The saloon keepers might have thought, we can't leave him laying here because it's no good to have a dead man in our saloon. So they carried him to the top of the hill and buried him in a shallow grave. I say shallow because cowboys don't like to dig holes, so they didn't dig very deep. Since he didn't die in the comfort of his bed of natural causes, but suddenly in the street or saloon with his boots on, he could have been buried with such. It became known as Boot Hill, and it forever carried that name. During the winter of 1872 and spring of 1873, no less than 15 men were killed in Dodge City, and planted, as they called it, on Boot Hill. Only one woman is believed to have been buried there, Alice Chambers, a dance hall girl who died in May of 1878 and was the last person buried on Boot Hill. With the town booming because of the Texas cattle trade, the land covered with these unmarked graves became too valuable as merely a burial ground for this motley crew of sinners. Early in 1879, the bodies were removed and reburied in Dodge City's first official cemetery to make way for a new school building space and renovated this building for office use. Since the building is listed as a National Historic Landmark, the lobby of the Government Center remains as it was. It is open during regular as a National Historic Landmark, replacing 1882 Catholic Church on the site. The church's architectural features are reminiscent of Spanish mission. The cathedral is one of many buildings in Dodge City, reflecting a strong Spanish Santa Fe Depot and Depot Theater Company. We also want to draw your attention to the Wyatt Earp statue across the street. The railroad business boomed immediately after the tracks reached Dodge City in 1872. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Passenger Depot, built in 1897, was once considered one of the finest depots on the line. In addition to Santa Fe Railroad Division offices, it housed an upscale Harvey House restaurant and hotel. The Harvey House chain of restaurants served meals on china and required gentlemen customers to wear coats. Harvey houses dotted the rail sides at 125-mile intervals along the Santa Fe Railroad from Kansas to California because at each interval steam engines were serviced. The restaurant eventually closed with the advent of railroad dining cars. The building to the east of the depot is the former Harvey Girls Dormitory. The Harvey Girls were no saloon girls. They were respectable women hired as waitresses for the Harvey House restaurant. They followed a strict rule regarding work habits and personal lives. The criteria to be a Harvey girl read like this. They had to be single between the ages of 18 and 30, of good character, attractive, and intelligent. They had to sign a one-year contract and live in the dormitory under a strict curfew. They worked 12 to 14 hours a day with a total sum of $17.50 a month. Believe it or not, thousands of women came west to get those jobs. If you look to your right, you can see two huge sundials. The one on the right is for Mountain Time Zone. The one on the left is for Central Time Zone. In 1897, the time of their construction, the line separating the two time zones ran between the sundials. Since then, the Mountain Time Zone line was moved some 100 miles to the west. The problem we have with these today is we don't know how to reset them for daylight savings time. Pay the salaries of law enforcement agents. As we travel along Wyatt Earp Boulevard, we would like to point out the 100th Meridian marker stone post. The 100th Meridian was a dividing line for the Louisiana Purchase. Dodge City was the first town located west of this line. Hand-painted sign. It was the road farmers used to bring their butter and eggs to town. The county was upgrading their 911 system and renamed the county road. They renamed this road Marietta. The locals became so upset about the change that eventually the county relented and installed a proper street sign with the name Butter and Egg Road. Farther down this road,
And about the only breed of cattle that has that brindle like hide on them.
covering an area of approximately 200 acres, this feedlot area can hold up to 45,000 head of cattle. There are 70 large feedlots within 100 miles of Dodge City, often feeding as many as 1.3 million cattle. Approximately 4 million head of cattle a year spend time in our region's feedlots. The cattle arrive here from all over the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The cattle enter the feedlots at between 600 to 700 pounds. They are fed from between 100 to 150 days until they reach a market weight of about 1,000 to 1,200 pounds before being processed. Many ranchers no longer brand their cattle because the hides are very valuable. Instead, ear tags identify the cattle's owner. Some tags contain electronic information regarding each animal, ensuring that they are fed the right nutrients to produce the type of meat and taste most demanded by consumers. Cattle drink nearly 8 gallons of water a day and are most often fed a mixture of corn, chopped alfalfa, hay, molasses, protein pellets with added minerals and vitamins, and byproducts like cottonseed and meat. Because of the unique digestive system of cattle, feeders can use a variety of products to produce beef. Feedlots located near bakeries utilize discarded and old cake mixes. Feedlot near potato chip factories utilize outdated potato chips, paper, and all. One of our local elevators makes paper food out of Milo. One of the local feed yards uses the stove to make preaching supper. Cattle can and have often been fed potatoes, beets, crackers, and byproducts from the production of alcohol, and even jelly beans. After the animals are shipped out, feedlot owners clean the cattle pens. The manure is repurposed as fertilizer and crop. Cattle are completely utilized for our natural resources and land use by providing food and fodder and byproducts. Processors leave nothing to waste as all parts of the animal are utilized in some way. For example, hide processing companies buy cattle hides and make them into fine leather. The majority of cattle hides, 85%, end up as either footwear or automobile upholstery. Other products produced include cosmetics, fertilizers, photographic film, and pharmaceutical products. Southwest Kansas is considered a good location for cattle feedlots because of the area's low rainfall, low humidity, and the availability of a large amount of irrigated grain. The cattle and agricultural industries represent 70% of Dodge City's economic base. The remaining 40% is comprised of healthcare, education, tourism, and manufacturing. Immigrants from Germany, France, England, and Russia settled our part of the country, one of the last frontiers in mainland America. Settlers first successfully planted wheat in the fields surrounding Dodge City. German Mennonites from Russia brought hard winter wheat, called Turkey Red, to America in 1874. Today, in addition to wheat, farmers plant and harvest corn, soybeans, alfalfa, sunflowers, barley, and sorghum that is fed to cattle. Wheat is the principal crop grown on unirrigated land. Cattle feed yards and available irrigated land have led to an increase in corn production. The area's agricultural industry began with diversified farming, using horses and steam power, and has evolved into single and or limited crop production. Large-scale irrigation has created the extensive agribusiness of today. Rainfall averages 20 inches a year, with an average growing season of 160 to 180 days. Many crops are grown on dry land on a rotation basis, others with an irrigated method called flooding, or by a power-driven sprinkler that moves in a circle. Around Dodge City, 75% of the land is used for cropping, 25% is rangeland.
You'll notice off in the distance to your left another addition to the revenue of local landowners. Wind turbine farms have been constructed around the area to capture a significant natural resource. With Dodge City being one of the windiest cities in the country, it was only natural for their location here. Landowners are compensated for wind turbines on their land. The land surrounding us is part of a vast portion of North America known as the Great Plains. In the early 1800s, U.S. government surveyors referred to the plains as the Great American Desert. Troops also in charge of the protection of stagecoaches, naval and naval railroad construction were Major General George Armstrong Custer, General Nelson Miles, General Philip Sheridan, and other Army units. Fort Dodge is currently around a parade ground. Originally, troops were housed in tents, shanties made of sod, and dugouts on the riverbank. Later, permanent buildings were constructed of stone, mined from a quarry some 12 miles north of the fort. Civilian and parade ground. The first building on the right is a duplex built in the 1870s and was an officer's quarters. The military constructed the commanding officer's quarters in 1868, and it was one of the last stone structures built. This 1.5-story building contains a spacious center hall with 2 large rooms on each side. The attached kitchen forms an L. Fireplaces heated the lower level. The upper level has 4 rooms with windows that some say were intended as gun ports. They can be seen just above the porch line. The stone building has been called Custer House for many years, although General George Armstrong Custer was never actually stationed at Fort Dodge. He did lead the 7th Cavalry from here to the Battle of the Washita, an Indian battle fought south of the fort in Indian Territory. This 1-story building, completed in 1868, served as a post hospital. It provided a ward of 12 beds, a dispensary, and other support facilities. The health of the soldiers was surprisingly good, in spite of sanitation and personal hygiene problems. However, in 1867, soldiers marching from Missouri to New Mexico brought cholera to Kansas Fort. 30 cases occurred at Fort Dodge for 10 days in July of that year. 20 people died, including Mrs. Isadora Douglas, wife of the commanding officer of the post, Major Henry Douglas. The Major's tour as post commander was unusually trying, not only due to his personal tragedy, but also because of his responsibility for building permanent fort quarters and defending frontier with an inadequate number of troops. He resigned from the military shortly after he finished the assignment at Fort Dodge. The fort's library and museum are located in one of the remaining storehouses. 2 of the 130 by 30-foot structures were built in 1866, and along with a bakery, were the first stone buildings to be completed on the fort's grounds. The north end of each storehouse were partitioned to provide offices for post headquarters and the quartermaster. Even though the structure has been covered with stucco, the door and window openings reveal original stone building material. The building across the street from the library to the north was built around 1900 and still serves as the Kansas Soldier Home Chapel. Work on the company barracks began in 1866, but was halted by a post quartermaster serving temporarily as the fort's commander. It was decided a storehouse was of prime importance because exposure to the weather destroyed a majority of the post supplies. The troops were then consigned to dugouts on the riverbanks for more than 18 months. The dugouts flooded when it rained, and rattlesnakes were common throughout the middle quarters. Finally, 3 barracks were completed, 2 built of stone and 1 of adobe. Each bunk held 4 soldiers, 2 up and 2 down, each sleeping in opposite direction head to toe. Wells behind the buildings provided drinking water of excellent quality, while water for washing was carried from the Arkansas River located south of the fort. Lieutenant George Hesselberger's name, the post quartermaster in charge of construction, is engraved on the stone block above the north doorway of the former men's barracks. Hesselberger was honorably discharged from the Army in 1871. It is believed that he inherited vast fortune from German relatives and was living in New York City as late as 1906. In the early 1930s, a Works Progress Administration, or WPA, project removed the adobe barracks and linked the two stone barrack buildings together. Both civilians and soldiers were buried at Fort Dodge's cemetery. Eventually, civilian bodies were moved to Dodge City's first official cemetery in 1879. The bodies of the military personnel were moved to Fort Leavenworth National Cemetery in 1886. Presently, the cemetery is part of the Kansas Soldiers' Home property. Buried here are veterans of 8 wars. The fort closed in October 1882. In 1889, the federal government allowed what remained of the military reservation and buildings to be purchased for $1.25 an acre by the state of Kansas, which used the property as a home for Kansas veterans and their dependents. The citizens of Dodge City raised the money for the purchase. The Kansas State Soldiers' Home opened in January 1890 and continues to operate as such. The building on the hill is an old military hospital. After the Vietnam War ended, the decision was made that it would be too expensive to make upgrades to meet new government regulations for the disabled. It was closed, and they just simply walked away from it. Many have said it is haunted, not just because it was a veterans hospital, also because of the many Indian battles that took place up on the hill. This building, called the Sutler Store, was a grocery store and formerly housed the post office. It was constructed around 1900 by the Kansas Soldiers' Home, and it is operated by private contractors, just as the Sutler stores were in the military year. The original Fort Dodge Sutler store and building stood where this structure is now. A civilian who kept the store in connection with the fort was known as a settler. The store sold foodstuffs, firearms, ammunition, wagon repairs, and many tools and utensils to soldiers, civilians, employees, travelers, and Plains Indians who often visited. The fort's commander, along with a board of officers, regulated the prices of goods sold. A popular entertainment center for off-duty soldiers, the Sutler Store sold liquor. Bar hours and the number of drinks sold were strictly regulated by fort authorities. The sale of whiskey was occasionally suspended, but seldom for very long. One of the rare closings happened when the entire troop became so intoxicated they could not ride their horses to escort the mail from Fort Supply and into Indian Territory. When you leave the old fort grounds and enter Highway 400, you are traveling on the original path of the Santa Fe Trail. Along this road, you will see some of the businesses that contribute to today's agricultural industry in Dodge City. Cargill Corporation is the owner of one of the largest meat processing plants in the nation. It employs about 2,700 people and processes about 6,000 head a day. Cargill purchases about $1 billion a year in livestock. After the company processes the cattle, they vacuum seal beef portions to sell throughout the world. Cargill exports an estimated 15% of its products. They are an industry leader in food safety. Water is fundamental to cattle and grain production. The western one-third of Kansas is blessed with a good supply of local artists who has gained international fame for creating pop art from plowed and planted fields. Stan's Art Auctions in the Nation is held every Wednesday. Visitors are welcome. More than 3,000 head of livestock are bought or sold each sale day by people in Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, and Kansas. Grain elevators, large storage units, sometimes called the Cathedral of the Plains, were the first agribusiness established in western Kansas. The forerunners of the present-day elevators were storage units owned by railroad companies and later owned by individuals. Today, most grain elevators are farmer cooperative owned. They tower over the western Kansas landscape, holding millions of bushels of grain waiting to be shipped to destinations all over the world or used regionally by feedlots. Dodge City in 1885 was on a sure road to prosperity.
ruin the extensive freight business conducted out of Dodge City into Indian territory was lost to the new railroads built into the south. Wheat prices dropped to 40 cents a bushel, and land was as low as 50 cents an acre. Robert Wright, one of the area's first settlers, said property values dropped 5 cents to 10 cents on the dollar, and you could buy land for a song and sing it to yourself. It was in one fell swoop in 1886. Fire, ice, and the lingering depression dissolved Dodge City's dreams and extravagant plans for growth. Dodge City soon lost its lusty habits and its population of rough frontiersmen, gunmen, gamblers, and Western characters. Not until the agricultural boom of the early 1900s did the local economy revamp. For many years, until the end of World War II, some residents of Dodge City were hesitant to talk about its lurid past. Jesse Denius, a young newspaperman from Wichita, arrived in Dodge City in 1910 and purchased the local paper. Denius discovered a wealth of fascinating history in his old newspaper file. Thinking it would be interesting to republish the paper's articles about the days of Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson, he started reprinting some of these colorful accounts. Soon after the first article appeared, several local citizens called on Mr. Denius and informed him that this sort of thing wasn't done in Dodge City. Most wanted to forget about the wild and lawless years. They wanted their town to be known as a civilized city. Today, Dodge City is proud of its Western heritage. Our heroes have grown to be larger than life. Their history involved not only the facts, but the legends that grew up around them. As 19th century ended, the tendency of Western pioneers to brag a bit furnished an abundance of material for dime novels, Nickelodeons, Hollywood films, and later radio and television. The history of the West has been a motherlode of entertainment riches. Dodge City is synonymous with the West.
Stop moving. Says Old Dodge Photo Parlor. Troy's Photography. Snow Station. Chariot for the duration. In case you can't tell, this is an RV.